welcome back to my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and there's a little bell down below. If you ring that little bell, just like in Downton Abbey, you will be served. Unfortunately, you will not be served tea and chocolate biscuits. I know, I can see some of you saying, well, that's a shame. I'm watching your waistline for you. But however, you will be served with a notice as to when the next video will be airing. I know that some of you must struggle with my British sense of humor, but that's just the way I am. Life is too short to take everything so seriously. And you know what? I've learned to crack myself up. If I don't find anybody else funny, I certainly find myself entertaining. So today we are going to be working with a young lady called Alexis, who has been working as an assistant to a prominent anchor here in New York City. After working and being mentored by this anchor for the last 5 years, she herself has decided that she also would like to pursue the career of an anchor woman. So, as I say, don't dress for the job that you have, but dress for the job you want. So today we are going to get naked with Alexis and take her from naked to news anchor. That being said, darlings, let's get started. Anchors away. You know I couldn't leave on such a serious note now, don't you? I prepped the skin using 2 products. One was the Double Serum by Claris, which has ginger lily, leaf of life, banana and turmeric, all great for the skin, moisturizing, smoothing, radiating and firming the skin. I then followed that up with a healthy amount of moisturizer from Oil of Olay Daily Moisturizer. After grooming through the brows with a spoolie, I decided to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Defined in medium brown. It is a great pencil, great shade. After filling in the brows, I go in with a little bit of Cork from the Ben Nye palette just to give them a bit more depth and a little bit more warmth. I'm all about a good defined brow. For the lid, I did not use a lid primer. I just used a concealer from Nars Cosmetics. I don't remember the name, but I will list it below in case you'd like to buy this particular color. I decided to blend the concealer in with a damp sponge. Sometimes I like to use my fingers and a brush, but when I'm working on another client, I prefer to use tools, and in this case, I decided to use a damp sponge. For the eyes, I used the Ben Nye palette. It's a studio color, Classy and Chic Eyes plus Cheeks. It is a refillable eyeshadow and blush palette, and you can buy that at Alcone in New York, or you can order it probably off Amazon. I also added Charlotte Tilbury's palette of pops. For the base of the eye, I used a combination of ice and shale. I followed that up by warming up the crease with fresh coral and pink Bliss. I then added some depth with Cork, and then I added an accent of Expresso just on the outside edge of the eye to give it even more depth. I then lined the eye with a pencil from MAC called Teddy. It's a rich brown with a little bit of shimmer. I also used that to line the upper lid of the eye inside and across the lash line, and then smoked it out with a little bit of Expresso. I also then loaded those lashes up with Falsies mascara from Maybelline. I also added Dr. Barbra Storm's Glow Drops for that extra added radiance to the skin. I then followed that up with Nars Pure Radiance Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Medium 1.5. I evenly distributed that all over the face before I started adding the Nars foundation to contour and highlight. If you're looking for a great foundation that will work well under the lights and out in the elements, then Nars is a great foundation. It also photos really well. I decided to go under the eyes with another Nars product for Alexis, something to really brighten up under her eyes because she suffers from a little bit of darkness under the eyes, so I wanted to really brighten that up and make it pop. As you can see, I have my little artist palette here. I like to put a few colors on that palette when I'm doing highlight and contour, because I like to kind of custom blend them on the palette and play around with them to get the right tones for the skin. Because your skin isn't one color, so you're always kind of mixing and blending and toning just to get the right areas, the right shadows, the right contour. And I kind of like to do that on the tray and then apply it to the skin so I can get the right color customed to the person's skin that I'm working with. It just makes things a little easier for me to do it that way. I really like to take my time when I'm highlighting and contouring. I'm stippling and blending. I usually like to use a slightly damp sponge. Sometimes I use the blender, the round egg, and sometimes I use a wedge. I actually find that the wedge sponge for me is better. But whatever you blend with, it's all down to your own personal preference. I'm now adding some blush and highlight from the Huda Beauty palette, which is a bronze and highlight palette. I'm now going to go in with the Ben Nye blush palette just to add a pop of color to her cheeks to warm them up and give them a little glow. I then layered the blush with a little bit of True Match N1-2 just to smooth things out. I used a combination of product for Alexis's lips. I started out with a pencil from Jordana called Cinnamon Kick, and I outlined that, and then I filled in with the stripped down pencil from MAC. I kind of blended them both together, give it a kind of rich ombre type of look. I then went over the top with a nymphette lip gloss, and then I gave it a little pop in the middle to finish with a little see-through lip gloss also. And here is the final look for her makeup from Naked to News Anchor. Please let us know what you think. Alexis was a truly beautiful young woman, and I thank her for joining me on my channel today. I can say after working with a number of people, celebrity news anchors, across the board from musicians, artists, politicians, actors, actresses, I've done fashion shows, I have dabbled in it all over the years. And I could honestly say I know talent when I see it. She's a beautiful, talented young lady, and I wish her nothing but the best. Darlings, whatever career you have chosen to pursue, go out and pursue it to the best of your ability. Go out and be wildly successful. Ignore the naysayers, because you will always have a few. As a matter of fact, take their negativity and turn it into your own fuel. Be fabulous, be you, and you decide what is successful to you. That being said, my darlings, have a wildly successful career and a blessed and beautiful day. Bye-bye.